بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome again, dear students, in another lesson of Unit 3. Inshallah, this is our last lesson, form, meaning, and function. Our last lesson in Unit 3. If you want to remember what we have covered in the previous lesson, we talked about intensifiers and how we use the intensifiers. What does it do to your sentences? It gives it more weight, more strength. It makes it more intense. Your statements, your sentences. Also, I gave you homework to write an email. Imagine that you are a student living in another country, studying in another country, and you're writing an email to a family member or a friend, right? So you did the homework, I'm sure you did. If you have done the homework, you should present it to your class, read the email to your classmates. Also, I gave you another homework, page 106. Inshallah, we will do it together today. So what are we doing today? By the end of this lesson, inshallah, you will be able to use time clauses after, as soon as, before in meaningful statements. So you will use the time clauses in sentences. Identify the difference between prepositions of movements. Prepositions of movements. When do we use it? How do we use these prepositions? Okay? So look at page 106 before we start the lesson. We will do the homework together. Look at page 106. We have these questions, okay? He wants you to imagine that you are traveling and you went to a travel agent and he has his notes and he asks you these questions and write your answers. So imagine that you are fill out these information, okay, these questions. Where do you want to go? Tell him which city you want to go. Where do you want to go? I want to go to London. I want to go to Paris. Imagine, okay? Let's travel today. Number 2, what are you going to do while you are there? The things you will do, the activities you will do. Try to fill out this one. I'm sure you did already. Fill it out. Then it will help you in the next exercise, okay? Tell you the travel agents about the trip you want to take. Complete the travel agent notes from your conversation. So imagine that you are here having this conversation with a travel agent and answer these questions. And I answered, this is my examples. You can write your own answers. For question 1, I want to go to Costa Rica. What are you going to do while you are there? I'm going to surf, okay? I doubt, I'm not, but it's an imagine, you have to imagine, okay? When are you going to leave? I'm going to leave in September. How long are you going to stay? I'm going to stay for 1 week, 1 month. Imagine, okay? Any answer is okay, okay? These only to help you when you are writing the paragraph at the end, okay? 5, what airport do you want to leave from? I want to leave from JFK in New York. So I am now in New York. I want to leave from there. You can say I want to leave from King Khalid Airport, from King Abdulaziz Airport, any airport near to you, or imagine that you are in another country. It's okay. Who is going with you? My brother is going with me, or I'm going alone, or my family, all my family are going, okay, my friends. What kind of hotel do you want to stay at? I want to stay at a cheap hotel. So I'm looking for low-cost hotel. I don't want to spend a lot of money. 8, what sites do you want to see? I want to see rainforests and volcano too. So these are the things I want to see. I want to visit while I'm there in Costa Rica, okay? So in the bottom of when I finished all these questions and answered, at the bottom we have to write the paragraph. Khalas, we have the information. Now we're going to write about the trip we are going to. We have to change these information on top into writing, okay? So write a paragraph, only 1 paragraph about your trip. Use the information from the travel agents above. So the form above, you have to use it to write your trip. So the title will be my trip. This is a sample. you can write your own information. So this is the sample. I will read the paragraph. I'm going to take a trip to Costa Rica. I'm going to surf most of the time. I'm going to leave in September and stay for 1 week. These are 2 questions. I will probably leave from JFK in New York. My brother is going to go with me. We are going to stay at a cheap hotel. Maybe we'll see rainforests and volcano too. So these are, I transferred the information above into writing, okay? If you haven't done it yet, you have a chance to do it. Look at the questions and answer it. Use your own information, the things you want to do when you're traveling, okay? And then transfer it into writing, the same information, just put it into full sentences, okay? Now let's see page 31, form, meaning, and function, okay? We have at the beginning time clauses. يعني إيش time clauses? I think we mentioned just a small part of it. We will focus on it more today. When do we use, when I say time clause, do I mean a sentence? A time clause, it's not a sentence on its own. When I tell you, when I went to New York and I stopped talking, does it make sense? Is it a full sentence? لا, it's not a full sentence. So a time clause, it's not a full sentence, okay? It needs something else to continue, to complete the sentence, to complete the statement. Usually, within the time clause, you have a subject and a verb. You have a subject and a verb, okay? So where is here? Here, this is an example of a time clause, okay? Where is the subject? Where is the verb? When I was 7 years old, this is a time clause. Where is the subject? Excellent, I. I is the subject. Where is the verb? Was. So I was. We have subject and the verb. Although we have subject and a verb, we cannot say this is a sentence. We need something else. We need something else to continue the information so it can be a full, complete sentence, okay? I can't say when I was 7 years old and stop talking. لا. I need something else. Okay? So the time clause need a main clause. This is what يا بناتي and أولاد. We call it a main clause. When I was 7 years old, I moved to Riyadh. This is what I put a full stop. This is a full sentence. I didn't say when I was 7 years old and I stopped talking. لا, I completed. The completion, we call it a main clause, okay? A main clause. So this is the time clause and this is the main clause. Here we have subject, verb, and here we have subject, verb, okay? It's deliver a message. It's a complete thought, complete sentence, okay? With 2 clauses within, okay? So in your book, read the a part on your book, time clauses. Time clauses are introduced by conjunctions. What do we mean about conjunctions? So at the beginning of the time clause start with a conjunction. Like what? After, as soon as, before, until, when, while. So these are conjunctions. We start the time clause with these conjunctions, okay? So look here. We do not use future forms in a time clause. So do you know a time clause, the one that starts with a conjunction? We don't use the future. We don't use the future tense when we talking about the future. We use the present. Okay, we use the present when we're talking about the future. Let's see the example. It will be easier here. They will probably go skiing. So this is a future. Okay, when, so we're starting the time clause. When they are on vacation. I didn't say when, I didn't use the future. I used the present tense. Okay, so you can't use the future with the time clause, okay? So this is the main clause, this is the time clause, and here we have another example. They went skiing when they were on vacation. Here we're talking about the past tense. Here also a future. I will go shopping while you cook dinner, okay? He went shopping while his wife cooked dinner. So this is the past from the same statement. So we have two here, the same meaning, but one for the future, one for the past. And we have two here, one future, one past. Please pay attention with the time clause. We don't use the future, we use present. Excellent. Okay. Also for time clauses can be used at the end of the sentence. We don't only say, when I was 7 years old, I moved to Riyadh. لا, sometimes we can say, I moved to Riyadh when I was 7 years old. This is the time clause, and this is the main clause. When we use the time clause at the beginning of the sentence, we need what? A comma. We need a comma, okay? This is the time clause. When I was 7 years old, this is the comma. Do you see the comma? We need the comma. When I was 7 years old, I moved to Riyadh. But what if the main clause is in the beginning, like here? When I moved to Riyadh, we didn't need a comma here because the time clause, we have it at the end of the sentence, not in the beginning, okay? We place a comma after time clauses when it's in the beginning of the sentence. This is another example. As soon as, this is, you will find it in your book. We arrive. As soon as we arrive, comma, we are going straight to the hotel. We're going straight to the hotel. So because we started at the beginning, we needed a comma. Okay, these are more examples, more sentences using the main and the time clauses. Let's read it together. I'll text you as soon as I hear from them. I'll stop by after I finish work. We can't leave until the bell rings. We have two examples here where we have it, the time clause at the beginning, not the end. As soon as we get to Hawaii, we're heading to the beach. When we get home, we'll give you a call. These are also examples of the proper way to use time clauses. Clear? Everything is clear. So now we'll have more exercises about time clauses, inshallah, when we do the exercise at the bottom. But before we do, we have prepositions of movement. يعني ايش يا miss? Let's see. The first word we have a cross. Okay? Look here. This is what? What do you see in the picture? It's a street, right? It's a street, and the people are what? Are walking what? Across the street. You know, it's a street and they are walking across it, okay? Walking across the street. And here we have along the street, okay? Along the path, along the field. So we have the boys are walking along the field, So they are, you can say along the street, along the path, along any situation you can find the people are in, okay? If they are on a street, you can say they are driving along the street, or if it's a path like this one, you can say they are walking along the field or the path. So we have around. Look at this girl. What is she doing? She is excellent. She is running front, running back. لا, she's running around the room. So she's going in circles, okay? The girl is running around the room. What about this one? Through. The boy is walking through a bamboo forest. So he is not walking beside it, he's just going through it. We have a lot of trees and he is going through it, okay? Look at the other one, out of. The woman is coming out of the apartment. So this is the apartment. She is coming out of the apartment. Now look here. This is the opposite. He is going into. He's going inside, not outside. The cleaner is walking into the hotel room. Okay? The last two ones we have away from. They are running away from the mouse. Away from the mouse. So they are scared and they are running away. The last one, you're going to someone or something or towards something or someone. The girl is running towards her father. The girl is running towards. Is she running away? لا, she's running to or towards her father. These are the prepositions of movement. Okay, let's see the exercises. Okay, A, match each phrase with the correct time clause. So we were using the time clause. Can you remember the time clauses? As soon as, excellent. What else? So, when, while, excellent, before, after. These are time clauses. You have to put the proper time clauses. So we hear from 1 until 10. These are main clauses. These are the main clauses. And next to it, A until J, these are the time clauses. Okay? You have to match it. You have to put each one of them with the correct one. You have to make it a full statement, a complete sentence. Okay? Pause the video, stop it, and think about it. Try to match. I will give you we have 10 exercises, let's say 5 minutes to do it. So pause the video for 5 minutes, think about it, look at the time clauses and look at the main clauses and think, yalla, let's match it, let's make it a complete sentence. When you're done, let's see the answers together, okay? So for number 1, F, okay, to J, G, B, I, H, C, E, A, and D. These are the answers for exercise A. What about exercise B? Complete the paragraph with the correct preposition. So now we are looking at the prepositions of movement. Do you see it in front of you in your book? You have away from, to, into, out of, around. Okay, these prepositions of movements, you have to use it to make this paragraph understandable, and you have to use the prepositions of movement in a correct way based on the meaning. Okay, so also pause the video, think about it, and let's do it together. Okay, Imad and Jassim are visiting London for 2 days. When they arrived at Heathrow Airport, they are going to take the London Underground train to. So the train is going towards or to the center of town. So they are going to that place or towards this place. The train travels above, around as it moves away from the airport. So they are going away from the airport, but when it gets near the city, it travels through underground tunnels. They are going to get off at Green Park Station near the hotel after they check into the hotel. So you check into the hotel, you're going into the hotel. they will probably rest and have dinner. The next day, they are taking a tour around the city. So they are going around the city on a double-decker bus. The tour stops at Big Ben and Buckingham Palace and includes a short cruise along the Thames River. On their last day, they want to walk across Millennium Bridge and visit the Tate Modern. In the evening, they are going to check out of the hotel and take the underground back to the airport. So they are going back to the airport again. This is the proper way we use the prepositions of movement. You can look at the prepositions of movement and you can talk to your friend and ask your friend to do things. You can ask your friend to tell him or her, can you go out of the room or the class, and she goes out. So you can act out. Can you go around the table, so she can walk around the table. Try to act these prepositions of movement, okay? So what did we learn today? We covered two things. We covered the time clauses. How do we use the time clauses? When do we use these time clauses? We use it, is it a full sentence when we use it? Is it a complete sentence? No, it's not a complete thought. It needs a main clause to complete the idea. So we know how to use the time clauses. Also, we talked about the prepositions of movement. Can you remind me of some of the prepositions of movement? Towards, to, away from, excellent, around. These are prepositions of movement. So that's it for today. Inshallah, I will see you next class. Good luck and bye.